Some places hold secrets, secrets better left undisturbed. We travel through the veil between worlds, where ghosts of the past refuse to stay buried. Prepare to witness firsthand the chilling evidence of the paranormal. The story of those who have encountered the other side and the unexplained phenomena that defy logic and reason. Are you ready to face the unknown? Welcome to Milkshakes and Ghosts.
This episode is brought to you by
Sinister Brew Coffee isn't your ordinary cup of joe. It's a bold, horror-themed, small-batch coffee company owned by veterans who dare to take your taste buds on a dark and delicious journey.
From cosmic creations to cryptid-inspired blends, every roast comes with a sinister twist, handcrafted for those who crave something truly unique.
It's not just coffee. It's an experience steeped in mystery, macabre storytelling, and flavors that are to die for.
Dare to sip in the shadows and join the Sinister family at sinisterbrewcoffee.com.
Where every cup reminds you that the darkness is delicious.
Welcome back, you brave souls, to another episode of Milkshakes and Ghosts. I'm Jessie.
And I'm Jenny. Today, we're going to be discussing something truly scary.
That's right. We're going to talk about that terrifying space where your mind is awake, your body is frozen, and sometimes you're not alone.
Oh, the dreaded sleep paralysis. We've all heard stories, or maybe even experienced it ourselves. That feeling of waking up, being completely aware, but unable to move a muscle. It's like being trapped inside your own body.
Exactly. And for centuries, people have tried to explain this terrifying phenomenon. It spawned legends, folklore, and some of the most genuinely chilling personal accounts you'll ever hear. But we're also going to explore how some people actually seek out this experience, because it could be a gateway to something else entirely. Lucid dreaming.
A bit of a double-edged sword, wouldn't you say? 1 minute, you're utterly terrified. The next, you're supposedly flying through your own dreamscape.
It can be. But before we get into lucid dreaming and the demons that await you during sleep paralysis, Mom, I ask this question every single time we podcast. What you drinking today?
I'm drinking a chocolate dream milkshake.
Doesn't sound much of a dream to me. But very well done with our theme today.
I thought so too. At least the very well done part, Jessie. I got the recipe online at bettycrocker.com.
If it's from Betty Crocker, I know it has to be good. So, what's in it?
Honestly, it's really good. And it was a very simple and quick recipe to make. It's got vanilla ice cream, chocolate syrup, some coffee, which is why I think it tastes so good. So, do not knock on the coffee, Jessie.
Oh my gosh, of course it has coffee in it. I swear you drink way too much coffee. Like you had an extra cup of coffee today too.
Look, girl, okay, there can never be enough coffee. If anyone is interested in making this delicious milkshake, I will link the recipe in our show notes. So, Jessie, what's in your cup?
I have the same mindset as you when I made my milkshake. Either that or you copied me again.
Okay, did you make the same milkshake as me? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, but it's themed. Not the same theme we will be talking about today, though.
What's it called?
The Galaxy Milkshake. Dun dun dun!
That sounds like fun. Is it out of this world?
Mom, I'm not even gonna laugh. That's very corny. It's corny, okay?
Okay, so does it taste good, Jessie? Your milkshake, that is.
As far as the milkshake goes, it's okay. Well, I didn't actually exactly follow the ingredients. Some of the items I had that the recipe required were not in our refrigerator, so I did the best I could with what we had.
Look, I just did grocery shopping and you didn't tell me certain things that you needed, so I tried, okay? So anyways, what is in your milkshake?
Strawberry gelato, cream, birthday cake gelato, and marshmallow fluff. Oh, I remember all of them.
Girl, that sounds like too much sugar.
Well, it's a little sweet, but I got the recipe from villadulcegelato.com. Hope I'm saying that right. I will link it in our show notes if anyone else wants to try it. Now, let's talk about what nightmares are made of.
I'm ready when you are.
This episode is brought to you by
Embrace the enchanting darkness with wicked Salem candles. Spooky, yet delightfully scented. Discover non-toxic, aromatic, long-lasting, clean burn, eco-friendly soy candles in bewitching scents and vibrant colors.
Wicked Salem Candles is a healthy alternative for people with allergies or respiratory issues, while also being environmentally friendly due to the renewable nature of soy wax.
With these candles, you're not just illuminating your space with a steady glow, you're protecting the environment. These candles are safer and environmentally friendly since they release fewer harmful chemicals into the air when burned.
Do you like getting candles with a longer burn time? Well, with Wicked Salem Candles, you'll get just that. These soy candles provide a consistent, unwavering flame, crafted for a lasting brilliance.
Wicked Salem candles are more than just candles. They offer a curated collection of spooky treasures. Discover bewitching room sprays, hauntingly beautiful art decor, and spellbinding accessories.
Whether you're preparing for Halloween, celebrating the fall season, or simply love a touch of the macabre, Wicked Salem Candles has something for you. Enjoy a touch of spookiness all year round.
Affordable, yet aromatic, long-lasting, environmental-friendly scents. If you're ready to illuminate your path the Wicked Salem way, visit wickedsalemscandle.com. Wicked Salem Candles, so good it's scary.
When the veil between sleep and wakefulness thins, an ancient terror can creep in. Sleep demons are not mere figments of imagination. They are chilling reality for those who are ensnared by sleep paralysis. Imagine waking, yet being utterly paralyzed, trapped within your own body. You try to scream, to move, but you can't. And then, in the suffocating silence of your bedroom, it begins.
For a terrifying 20% of people, this nightmare is a reality. But for a horrifying 75% of those episodes, know that you're not alone. Something else is there. Something unseen, but undeniably felt. You hear whispers, feel a crushing weight, or see a shadow in the corner of your room. Its eyes burning into yours. You're wide awake, utterly vulnerable, and face to face with a presence that defies explanation. A hallucination so vivid, so visceral, that your mind screams, "It's real!" These are the sleep demons, and they are waiting in the dark.
Let's start with the basics. What is sleep paralysis?
Basically, when you're in REM sleep, that's rapid eye movement sleep, the stage where most vivid dreaming occurs, your brain naturally paralyzes your body. It's a good thing, really. It stops you from acting out your dreams.
Like, if you're dreaming you're flying, you don't actually try to leap off your bed and break something.
Precisely. This paralysis is called atonia. Atonia refers to a brief loss of muscle control or muscle paralysis that occurs when a person is awake but unable to move or speak. But with sleep paralysis, what happens is you wake up before that atonia wears off. Your brain is fully conscious, but your body is still in its sleep paralyzed state. That's why you can't move or speak. And that feeling of pressure or suffocating, that's not just in your head, right?
Well, it is in your head, but it's a very real neurological experience. When you're waking up in that state, your brain can misinterpret various sensory inputs. Your breathing might feel shallow because of your diaphragm muscles are also somewhat relaxed too. And your brain, trying to make sense of this bizarre, helpless state, can conjure up what are known as hypnagogic or hypnopompic hallucinations.
And this is where our demons come in.
Yep, these hallucinations can be visual, auditory, or even tactile. So, that feeling of someone sitting on your chest, that's your brain creating a sensory experience to explain the pressure you might feel or the difficulty breathing. The shadow figure in the corner, the whispers, the feeling of being touched, these are all manifestations of your mind trying to process a deeply confusing and terrifying situation. It's almost like your brain is trying to scare itself awake because it's in a state it doesn't understand.
Exactly. And what's fascinating and utterly spooky is how universally similar these hallucinations can be across cultures and time periods. For example, in many Western cultures, it's often described as the old hag, a malevolent, sometimes elderly figure sitting on your chest.
I've heard of that. And in Japan, it's often called hanashibari, where you feel pinned down by an invisible force. In Newfoundland, Canada, they have the old hag as well, which is often blamed for nightmares and feelings of dread. They have the old hag as it's Hitadira, a gruesome, dirty woman with long nails who walks on your stomach at night.
Well, even if scientists consider sleep demons to be hallucinations, society interprets them differently, especially in different parts of the world.
Like, isn't it interesting that different people can believe in the same thing, but see it and call it by a different name?
Yes, it's absolutely fascinating. Fun fact. Well, I should say grim fact, like you did in our last episode.
I see how it is you're copying me now.
Of course I'm copying you. You're just that cool.
Girl, you don't even have to tell me that I'm cool. I already know I'm cool.
Anyways, some of the earliest writing related to sleep paralysis comes from Mesopotamia, around 2400 BC. These accounts refer to Lilitu, a female demon. Researchers believe that it is from this early folklore that the concepts of incubus, succubus, and the nightmare descended. In Europe during the Middle Ages, the term nightmare referred to a supernatural entity, typically female, that positions herself on top of a person's chest, suffocate them. Medical explanations up to the 20th century suggested that a nightmare was caused by a stagnant blood or vapors rising from the stomach and affecting the nervous system. Some in Egypt attribute sleep paralysis to jinn, which are supernatural creatures associated with witchcraft, madness, and nightmares. These creatures are said to be able to terrify or possess a sleeping person.
I remember watching the movie, or I think it was the show called Jinn.
Yeah, I think we watched it together, Jessie.
I'm sure we did.
So, in the beginning of this episode, we discussed what sleep paralysis is. Now, let's talk about what can trigger a sleep paralysis demon.
Yes, let's discuss it.
The exact cause of sleep-related hallucinations remains unknown. Many experts believe that hallucinations during sleep paralysis occur when people experience the vivid dreams of REM sleep while they are awake. To explain the often frightening experiences during these hallucinations, researchers have considered the role of hormones, mirror neurons, changes in breathing, and the survival centers of the brain. As a person begins to wake up, hormones like serotonin suppress REM sleep and contribute to an increased awareness of the person's surroundings. But during an episode of sleep paralysis, serotonin is released while a person remains stuck in REM sleep. This may induce hallucinations and activate fear circuits in the brain. Malfunctions in parts of the brain responsible for creating an image of the body may underlie the creation of human-like figures often seen during a hallucination. When major muscles become paralyzed during REM sleep, a person's breathing normally grows more shallow. Becoming aware of diminished breathing during an episode of sleep paralysis may explain the feelings of suffocation or pressure on the chest that people describe during a sleep-related hallucination. As a person begins to realize that they cannot move despite their alarming perceptions, their fear may escalate and trigger panic or a fight or flight response. This, in turn, may exacerbate the frightening content of their hallucinations.
So, these aren't just cultural quirks that people have experienced around the world. Everyone in different parts of the world have gone through some sort of sleep paralysis episode, ending with a horrifying demon. And they're often remarkably similar descriptions of the hypnagogic hallucinations experienced during sleep paralysis. The brain, when presented with the unknown, often falls back on your own terrifying fears.
Okay, that's genuinely unsettling. So, let's say you're lying there, paralyzed, and you see this terrifying figure. How does that lead to lucid dreaming? Because my instinct would be to just panic.
And most people do. But the trick or the ultimate goal for some experienced lucid dreamers is to recognize what's happening. To say, okay, this is sleep paralysis. This isn't real. My body is just catching up. If you can maintain that calm or even use the fear as a trigger, you can sometimes transition directly into a lucid dream.
So, instead of being terrified, you're supposed to just think, great, my body's asleep, my mind's awake. Let's fly!
Pretty much. The theory is that once you recognize the hallucination for what it is, your mind is already in a highly suggestible dreamlike state. You can then try to consciously take control. Imagine staring down at that terrifying shadowy figure and then willing it to transform into a puppy or walking right through it and into a new dream scene. Mom, it's like the Harry Potter movie. I think it's the Prisoner of Azkaban.
That was a good one. I remember that.
Remember when, I think his name is Bogart, he has like a magical creature or something that takes the shape of the viewer's worst fear? Professor Lupin teaches the students how to use a spell, ridiculous, to turn their fears into a form that's silly and less scary.
If only we had that power every time we saw something scary, like demons or ghosts. That would really help.
I know, like, that's exactly what we need. We need some Harry Potter magic as ghost hunters.
In all seriousness, having the power to dream something scary and make it funny or less harmful in any way takes some serious mental fortitude. I've had my own experiences with sleep paralysis. It felt like an enormous pressure on my chest. Needless to say, I saw some terrifying things during this episode.
Did you see any, like, monsters or demons during your sleep paralysis episode?
Yeah, I really did. And it was horrifying.
Well, what did your sleep demon look like?
He was tall with a pointy nose, rounded black hat, and he wore a suit. He had burnt skin like Freddy Krueger. It was really scary. I remember this horrifying thing staring at me in my doorway. I couldn't move and I couldn't speak. My eyes were wide open. At one point, a single tear rolled down my face. But I couldn't scream, I couldn't yell, I couldn't do anything. All I could do was watch.
If that was me, can you even, like, close your eyes in sleep paralysis?
I don't think so. I couldn't. My eyes were wide open. I couldn't move. I couldn't do anything.
Could you move your eyes?
No, not at the moment.
How are you supposed to blink?
I just remember not being able to do anything in that moment. I couldn't blink. My breathing increased. I felt like there was a heavy weight on my chest. And I just remember being scared. And I remember your dad was, I could hear him taking a shower. and I was desperately wanting to scream his name and call out to him so he can help me, but I couldn't do anything. All I could do was just watch.
You know how some people can, with their eyes, they can make it blurry? So I'm that part of people who can make my eyes blurry on command. I would do that.
I don't think during a sleep paralysis you have that ability. I'm not sure. That's something we definitely have to research more into. But I know that you are literally paralyzed. Until that single tear rolled down my face, that was when I was able to move a finger and then little by little snap myself out of it. I couldn't move. I couldn't talk. I couldn't do nothing.
This episode is brought to you by
Creating comfort magically. Bare Naturals uses 100% natural soy wax, clean scent fragrances, and natural essential oils. Enjoy a safer way to have your home smelling wonderful. With Bare Natural candles, your home is free of harsh chemicals and toxins. With an eco-friendly and space-saving design, you'll enjoy a safe, sensory experience in the comfort of your own home every time.
Bare Natural candles are committed to only using the most natural, eco-friendly ingredients. Bare Natural candles are vegan and cruelty-free.
Experience luxury at an affordable price. These candles are a one-of-a-kind quality dedicated to peace of mind, relief, and protection.
Begin your journey today. Enjoy code WELCOME for 20% off of an order. Sign up for a free store account to view orders and gain access to your rewards for future savings.
Bare Naturals, where fragrance meets enchantment.
It's more than just a candle. It's magic.
Repeated intense sleep paralysis episodes can contribute to anxiety and fear around bedtime. It can feel like your own room, your own bed is no longer a safe place, which is why understanding the science behind it is so crucial.
But it doesn't make it any less terrifying in that moment.
And that's the spooky part, isn't it? Our brains, those complex organs that define our reality, can conjure up horrors that feel more real than anything we experience awake. They can create a quote-unquote demon tailored perfectly to our deepest fears, all while holding us utterly captive.
Now, there are ways to prevent sleep paralysis episodes.
I think it's the most important that we teach our audience certain techniques to prevent them from seeing demons.
I couldn't agree with you more. If you suffer from any sort of anxiety, as I'm sure most of us do not ignore any fears you may have. This will further trigger your anxiety, and anxiety may increase the risk of poor sleep and sleep paralysis. Sleep paralysis can itself cause anxiety. To interpret this cycle, consider talking to your doctor or a mental health professional about ways to manage fear and anxiety.
And there are methods to better help you not have recurring episodes of sleep paralysis. Try relaxing before bedtime. Not only does relaxation help you sleep better, it may also reduce the chances of having an episode of sleep paralysis.
Also, you can try changing your sleep position. Research suggests that shifting how you sleep may also help prevent episodes of sleep paralysis. For instance, if you are a back sleeper, try sleeping on your side or stomach instead. Personally, I feel that many of my sleep paralysis episodes always seem to occur when I fall asleep on my back. That's why I prefer sleeping on my side.
I'm a side sleeper too, and I plan on keeping it that way.
Gotta keep away those sleep paralysis demons, that's for sure.
Sure do. Another proven method of helping to avoid sleep paralysis is improving your sleep hygiene.
What do you mean, improve your sleep hygiene? Like, make sure to take a shower before going to bed?
That's not what I meant, but yes, you should not go to bed stinky. I meant you can reduce sleep paralysis episodes by maintaining a consistent sleep schedule, like creating a relaxing nightly routine and avoiding things that interfere with sleep.
Okay, so avoiding what kind of things?
Things like caffeine, mama. alcohol, and any bright lights created by electronics.
Okay, that makes sense. Those are really good pointers too, especially about the electronics. I think almost everyone out there is guilty of having their cell phones in their hands right before falling asleep.
I'm guilty!
Guilty as charged. I'm definitely more guilty than you are. I feel like it's also important to start a dream journal. I can't tell you how great it is to have one. That way you can record both nighttime sleep issues and daytime symptoms. Tracking these experiences over time may help you pinpoint the early signs of sleep paralysis and lead to a more helpful conversation with your doctor.
I read a couple articles regarding cognitive behavioral therapy. I found them really interesting.
Really? Okay. Please do share, Jessie.
Cognitive behavioral therapy for sleep paralysis focuses on improving your sleep habits, teaching relaxation techniques to manage recurring episodes, and helps you stay calm during scary hallucinations. It may also include practicing how to interpret episodes when they happen, working through anxious thoughts, and mentally rehearsing positive ways to handle sleep paralysis when it occurs.
That's really good advice to our audience, Jessie.
Thank you! Perhaps the most important way to prevent sleep-related hallucinations is to talk to your doctor. Having an honest and open dialogue allows a doctor to accurately assess your conditions, provide education, and recommend the best treatment approach. And if you have experienced sleep paralysis, the best advice we can give you is remember what's happening. Recognize it as sleep paralysis. Don't fight paralysis. It's just gonna intensify the fear. Focus on wiggling a toe or trying to move your eyes. Sometimes that tiny bit of movement can help your body, quote unquote, catch up and break this spell. And if you're brave enough, or if it just happens frequently, try to remember that those demons are just your brain's elaborate special effects. And maybe, just maybe, they can be a doorway to something extraordinary.
Or just a doorway to more sleepless nights. I think I'll stick to dreaming about flying without the terrifying gatekeeper first.
Smart choice, Mom. But the next time you feel that pressure or see that shadow, just remember, you might be closer to control than you think. Unless, of course, the old hag truly has other plans.
Oh, geez. Thanks for that comforting thought, Jess. So, to sum things up, sleep paralysis and lucid dreams are two states of consciousness that are connected to REM sleep, but are defined by higher awareness in contrast to regular REM sleep. Despite these similarities, the two states differ widely in their emotional tone and their perceived controllability. With that being said, I would like to draw the attention back to lucid dreaming, since we focus so much on sleep paralysis and sleep demons.
This episode is brought to you by
Tired of the same old coffee routine? Craving a cup of paradise? Introducing Kona Coffee House LV. Bring the magic of Kona coffee straight to you, wherever you are.
Kona Coffee House LV uses only the finest 100% organic Hawaiian Kona coffee beans, made by perfection by Sammy Scrumptious herself. These gluten-free and preservative-free beans are a rare specialty, offering a unique and unforgettable taste experience.
No need to wait in line. Kona Coffee House LV is mobile, delivering a taste of paradise. Book Kona Coffee today for corporate events, parties, venues, and so much more.
Follow Kona Coffee on Instagram at Kona Coffee House LV for updates on upcoming events. Visit their website at KonaCoPale.com to learn more and schedule your Kona Coffee experience today. Don't miss out on this exclusive opportunity to savor the world's finest coffee.
I think lucid dreaming is very interesting. I've read that people even try to induce lucid dreaming, and I don't blame the people for wanting to try this. Because who hasn't wanted to fly through their dreams, or maybe, I don't know, have a polite chat with the specter instead of running screaming?
Exactly. For years, it's been a magical concept, right? like control your dreams, be a superhero, solve world peace with your subconscious. And honestly, the internet went absolutely wild for this during the pandemic.
I remember those days all too well. Suddenly, everyone was just a dream guru, promising you a personalized dreamscape for just 3 easy payments of $19.99.
I remember seeing those ads. Unleash your inner dream weaver. Meanwhile, I was just trying to remember if I locked the front door before I passed out from boredom of being quarantined. But seriously, the idea of having a grand old time in your head, fulfilling wishes, sparking creativity, it's super appealing.
I mean, imagine being able to practice your stand-up routine without the crushing fear of real-life failure. Not that I have that fear, obviously. My comedy is chef's kiss.
Oh, I'm sure it is, Jesse. But here's where the spooky part creeps in, my dear listeners. Because while everyone's been speaking sweet poetry about the benefits, some smarty pants researchers are starting to whisper about the dark side of lucid dreaming. Dr. Nerit Sofer-Dudek, a clinical psychology researcher, is basically saying, hold up, dreamers. Maybe not everyone should be trying to be Neo from the Matrix in their sleep. She's worried that all this talk about how great lucid dreaming is has overshadowed some pretty significant risks.
She makes a solid point. We hear about people doing squats in their dreams and their heart rate's actually going up, or practicing finger tapping and actually getting better at it in real life. And let's not forget the big one, nightmare control, which we discussed earlier. Apparently, if you go lucid during a nightmare, you can just change it. Turn the monster into a fluffy bunny or give it a tiny top hat.
That's the dream, literally. Imagine suddenly realizing that creepy clown is just your subconscious way of telling you to eat more vegetables, and then you make him bring you a kale smoothie.
But here's the thing. While the idea of a nightmare control is fantastic, the research is still pretty limited. And when you start talking about using lucid dreaming to treat serious conditions like depression or PTSD, well, that's where things get truly chilling.
Because, plot twist, it might actually make things worse for some people, especially if you have conditions like schizophrenia, psychosis, or bipolar disorder.
Mom, I have a question for you.
Yeah?
Can you die from lucid dreaming?
I mean, no, but if you're Freddy Krueger, if you're having a dream with Freddy,
I'm out! Nope, wake myself up.
yeah, you ain't gonna make it if it's Freddy.
Oh, I watched that movie with you. Oh my god.
Freddy's great, man. That's just some great times. It's one of my favorite horror characters. It's Freddy Krueger.
The movie was so good, though.
It really was. You haven't seen the 80s versions, though.
You didn't allow me to.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why those seemed worse than the newer one. The newer one wasn't bad. That was cool.
I
But
want to see the old ones.
the old one with the original Freddy Krueger was way better. No offense to the actor who played the current one, the most current one. He was good too, but I mean, the original one, there's nothing like the original, you know?
Okay, so Karen Kulkarni, another researcher, said, inducing lucid dreams can be undergrounding for these individuals. Think about it. You're already grappling with what's real and what isn't. And then you start actively blurring the lines between dream and reality. That's a recipe for a full-blown mental meltdown.
It's like giving a phantom a permanent residency in your brain. One study even suggested it can further empower deliria and hallucinations. So, your imaginary friends suddenly have 3D rendering and a compelling backstory.
And it's not just full-blown psychosis. Dr. Sofer-Dudek is also concerned about people with psychoticism, that personality type that's impulsive, aggressive, antisocial. If you're already teetering on that edge, messing with your perception of reality might just push you over.
But wait, there's more. As if blurring the lines of reality wasn't enough, these lucid dreaming techniques might also be actively sabotaging your sleep quality.
And that, my dear listeners, is where the true horror begins. Because if there's one thing we preach on Milkshakes and Ghosts, it's the sacredness of a good night's sleep. How else are you going to get the energy to run from imaginary axe murders? Or, just get through your everyday life? Sofer Dudek, with her background in sleep research, was basically like, these techniques are sleep hygiene's worst nightmare. Take the wake back to bed technique. You wake yourself up after 4 to 6 hours, then try to induce a lucid dream. She's like, waking yourself up at 4 a.m., that's not good for you. There's no doubt about it.
And she's not wrong. Okay, I hate to admit this, but I tried that once when I was younger, thinking I'd finally meet my dream celebrity. Instead, I just felt like a zombie for 2 days, and I was really disorientated. Or what about reality monitoring? Constantly asking yourself if you're awake or asleep.
Apparently, that's exactly the opposite of sleep hygiene good practice. So if you already got sleep issues, this is like throwing gasoline on a ghostly fire. Now, as we discussed before, here's a truly terrifying thought. Lucid nightmares. Imagine you're fully aware you're dreaming. You're trying to control it, but the dream takes a hard left into Nopeville, and you're suddenly in a terrifying scenario with zero control.
That's like being trapped in a horror movie, but you're the director and the victim. Dr. Denham, another researcher, says that some lucid dreaming techniques can even increase your chance of sleep paralysis. Earlier in the episode, we really put a lot of emphasis on sleep paralysis. And trust me, you don't want them sleep paralysis demons, okay?
The literal worst. You're awake, but you can't move. And there's usually some shadowy figure dancing at the foot of your bed. Although, Dr. Denham says some people use it to induce more lucid dreams, which is just next level.
I'd rather just take my chances with a regular nightmare, where at least I can usually run in slow motion until I trip and wake up. And get this, a study looking at Reddit posts about lucid dreaming found that while they can end nightmares, they can also induce harrowing, terrifying dreams. Basically, they can also induce harrowing, terrifying, and end up fighting a sentient toaster oven with a grudge.
The conclusion seems to be that it's usually the failed beginning attempts or low dream control in lucid dreaming that leads to the really bad stuff. But even people with high control can get hit with the lucid nightmare, so it's not foolproof.
So what's the takeaway from all this spooky science, Jessie?
Well, it comes down to personal choice. Dr. Sofer Dudek isn't saying never lucid dream, but she is urging caution. If you have sleep problems or serious mental health issues like depression or anything leaning towards schizophrenia, you need to be seriously wary because, as she puts it, some of these techniques are designed to blur the boundaries between sleep and dreaming.
And that could leave you feeling more confused, more derealized, and more detached from reality on a regular basis.
So it's kind of like playing with an Ouija board in your brain. You might open a door you can't easily close.
This episode is brought to you by
Looking for a reputable notary public at an affordable price? Well, look no further. Mrs. Ashley Lutchman is now taking appointments and accepting new clients. Jessie and I needed some documents to sign for our podcast.
We wanted someone with experience who was well known and didn't cost a fortune.
That's right. One of our good friends had worked with Mrs. Lutchman regarding some legal paperwork they needed notarized and recommended her to us.
She was professional, efficient, and affordable.
If you need important documents notarized, email Ashley Lutchman at ashleylutchman@gmail.com. Ashley Lutchman can be found on Instagram and TikTok. I will link her socials and her email in our show notes.
Ashley Lutchman is remote and commissioned in the state of Florida.
So, listeners, what are your thoughts on this? Have any of you successfully dabbled in lucid dreaming or had a terrifying lucid nightmare? Let us know.
And remember, always prioritize your sleep And maybe don't try to become a dream superhero if your brain is already a bit haunted.
I think at this point, we're all haunted.
I couldn't agree with you more. Well, folks, if you made it this far, we're now best friends. And if you truly are my best friend, you'll tune into next week's episode.
But don't just go yet. Stay tuned for our bloopers after the announcements.
Our bloopers are a great way to laugh after we talk about spooky and sometimes disturbing topics. It's all of our silly mistakes bundled up at the end of each episode.
If you have a spooky story and would like to have it read on air, or if you want to give someone a shout out, please write us at milkshakesghosts@gmail.com. If you would like to follow our socials, we're on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Threads, Twitter, and Patreon. If you would like to become a Patreon member, please visit patreon.com/milkshakesandghosts. I will link it in the show notes along with all of our other socials.
Join Patreon for free gifts and cool perks.
And also, really cool videos. We've got some amazing videos that our assistant Jack is putting up of us ghost hunting all summer long. That's why we haven't really been producing episodes back to back. We usually are on top of it, and our assistant Jack has helped us do so much with each episode that we produce. However, Jesse and I have been meeting up with family and friends and just ghost hunting in various places, various states. It will be all up on Patreon for viewing, and only our Patreon members can see all of our ghostly night scares. It's been a great time. So I'm very sorry for not giving you guys an episode every Tuesday. We've kind of been doing it bi-weekly lately, if you guys haven't noticed. But that's going to change really soon. We're just having so much fun. It's really hard to stop ghost hunting. So definitely join Patreon. We're going to give a shout out now to our awesome, amazing Patreon members.
Hey, why?
Patreon.
Hey, why? Come on and join the trend. Hey, why?
Brothers and sisters, join me. It's time for Patreon.
It's Mr. E from Special Delivery Show. Check out the Special Delivery Show. His podcast takes interviews to a whole new level. I'd like to give a shout out to our sponsors, Sinister Brew Coffee, where every sip reminds you that the dark side is delicious. Wicked Salem's Candle, so good, it's scary. Bare Naturals Candles and more. It's more than just a candle, it's magic. Kona Coffee House LV, Hawaiian coffee delivering a taste of paradise. Ashley Lechman, a reputable notary republic at an affordable price. All of our sponsors are listed in our show notes along with links to contact them.
MG VIP members also include Jody, David M, Mikey Alexander, Jackie Lewis, Carly and Donna, Outlander 222, Alice from the Haunted Road Atlas, Jonathan Morales, Olivia Perez, Mario Sanchez, Little League Darkness, Carlos Rivera, Hidden Shadows, Lone Escape, Eric Gonzalez, Jenna 44, Richard Waltz, Casey Spooky Stories, Jack Goes the Cult, Darren Rulis, Tess Rock 1875, Electric Trudy Zoo, Claire Jones, John and Jenna, Mothman Prophecy 424, Vampires Left 22, The Blown Happenings with Cully and Brenda, Witcher for Life 1892, Book for Israel 76, Bloodsucker 95, Nightmares 888, Witcher Talk 65, Jekyll Walks 22, Tina and Ruben, Rainbows 1972, Breeze All Spooky Harmony, Jonah Barker, Darkside, Ronald Ace, Justin Tanner, Mara Morales from Not So Spooky, Jody Knorr 8, Alice from the Haunted Road Atlas, Nadia and Edward, Ron Becca, Manning Kenna, Jules and Christina, Joel from Paranormal Countdown, Alan Justar 1, Maxine Cherry King, Jules, and Victor Mara, Haunted Canadian History with Melissa and Dan, The Truth is Out There with Cully and Alpha.
Thank you all so much for being Patreon members. We appreciate each and every single one of you.
And remember, keep drinking milkshakes.
And keep being spooky!
It's time for bloopers.
It's cone. A big lump with knocks. It has the juice. It has the juice. Can't imagine a more beautiful thing.
Oh gosh, not the corn song.
I can tell you all about it. But I really wanted to sing my corn song.
No. We cannot go off topic. Not today.
Cone.
First slice. not even close. No.
similar descriptions of the hypnagogical.
It's spooky season, 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 spooky season. It's spooky season, 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 spooky season.